This guy wanted to join the defense force to become a hero, but he failed many times. In this world, there are monsters called kaiju. These monsters attack humans, but the defense force, made up of those with the power to fight, protects humanity. In the city of Yokohama, it's the 3rd Division of the defense force that fights the kaiju invading the area. They're so strong that they can kill kaiju quickly. But once the kaiju are defeated, someone needs to clean up the aftermath. That's where Kafka comes in. He works with a team that cleans up the remains of the kaiju after battles. The one who defeats the kaiju is the captain of the 3rd Division, Ashiro, Kafka's childhood friend. Although Kafka's job is to clean up the corpses of kaiju, he takes his work seriously. He even cares deeply about his teammates. If someone gets hurt, he's the first to help. He may not have the power to fight kaiju, but he has a kind heart that drives him to help others. After a long day at work, he goes home exhausted and just wants to sleep. But then, he sees his childhood friend on TV and remembers the promise he made when they were young, to become strong and protect people. He begins to question why he's the only one left behind. The next day at work, Kafka is introduced to a new part-timer named Ichikawa, a student who will be working with him. They share the same dream, but Kafka feels like he's too old now and doubts he'll ever become a hero. He's close to giving up. While working as usual, right before closing, a kaiju appears and attacks Ichikawa. Kafka rushes in to save him, telling him to run and call the defense force. Kafka distracts the kaiju to buy time, thinking back to his childhood promise, to be strong and fight kaiju. Angry at himself for being weak, he decides to stand his ground and fight. But the kaiju overpowers him. Just when the kaiju is about to eat him, Ichikawa returns and attacks it, saving Kafka, but they still can't defeat the kaiju. In their final moments, Ashiro shows up and defeats the kaiju, saving them both. She leaves to check for more kaiju in the area. Kafka and Ichikawa are hospitalized after the attack. While talking, a small kaiju suddenly appears on Kafka's face. Before he can scream, the kaiju enters his mouth. Ichikawa looks at him and is shocked. Kafka has turned into a kaiju himself. Fearing the defense force might kill Kafka, they escape the hospital by jumping out of a window. While on the run, Kafka senses another kaiju nearby. Now that he's strong, he rushes to fight it. A little girl is crying because her mother is trapped and she doesn't want to leave her behind. As she tries to help her mom, a kaiju appears. Just as it's about to attack them, Kafka punches the kaiju, saving them. The girl is both scared and amazed. Even Kafka is surprised at how easily he defeated the kaiju. Ichikawa arrives and helps the girl and her mother while Kafka continues the fight and defeats the kaiju, gaining confidence in himself. Later, the defense force arrives and is shocked to find the kaiju already dead and in pieces. That day, Kafka and Ichikawa return to the hospital. Kafka has learned to control the kaiju inside him and can now transform at will. After being discharged, they return to work and discover that the kaiju form Kafka transforms into is now being hunted. He's been named Kaiju No. 8. Soon, both Kafka and Ichikawa receive letters saying they've passed the entrance exams. They head to the Defense Force facility for final testing. At the parking lot, they meet a girl named Kikoru Shinomiya, who immediately notes that Kafka smells like a kaiju. She even flips their car just to park in their spot. They begin the tests: strength, stamina, endurance, speed, and reflex. Kafka ranks last in everything. The final test is a real kaiju battle. The recruits are given suits that measure their combat power. Kafka registers at 0%, while Kikoru scores an impressive 46%. As the test begins, Kikoru defeats several kaiju with ease, while Kafka struggles just to lift a gun. Though he can't fight well, he helps others identify weak points on the kaiju to make them easier to defeat. Kafka is heavily injured in battle. The vice captain tells him to give up, but Kafka refuses. He wants to stand alongside Ashiro. His power rises slightly, to 0.01%, and he pushes forward. Meanwhile, Kikoru continues to dominate, defeating the final kaiju, until a humanoid kaiju suddenly appears. It reanimates the defeated kaiju and shoots Kikoru. She survives the first hit, but is shot again multiple times and unable to escape. Kikoru remembers her childhood dream of becoming strong and gets up to fight again, but she is overwhelmed and defeated. As she lies on the brink of death, Kafka shows up in his kaiju form, defeats the enemy easily, and carries her to safety, begging her not to tell anyone about his secret. When the captain and vice captain of the 3rd Division arrive, they're stunned by the destruction left behind. Kafka ends up back in the hospital. Ashiro visits and thanks both him and Ichikawa for saving Kikoru. When Kikoru wakes up, everyone believes she defeated the kaiju. She accepts the credit to protect Kafka's identity. Meanwhile, the humanoid kaiju responsible for the chaos waits in a bathroom, expecting bad news. But nothing comes, and it grows frustrated. With the test over, Kafka is shocked to be accepted into the defense force after so many failures. Training begins again, and Kafka starts improving his stamina. His dream of standing beside his childhood friend Ashiro is still alive. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and share it with a friend who loves anime.